Hey, this is Jesse with Collins Properties here in Santa Cruz County, and today is our third video in our series about 1031 exchanges. Today, we're talking about advantages and disadvantages to 1031 exchanges. So if you're an investor looking to reduce risk in your portfolio, you want to defer your taxes, you want to change from commercial to residential or vice versa, or you're simply trying to figure out what your next move should be, this is the video series for you, so stay tuned. The first and primary advantage of a 1031 exchange is deferred capital gains taxes. Now, this allows investors to use the full amount of the proceeds of their relinquished property and put that to work for them immediately and pay those taxes at a later date. This gives you more leverage to accomplish the financial goals that you need to make and allows you to build wealth much faster. The second advantage of a 1031 exchange is to reduce risk and to diversify into a portfolio. For example, if you're invested in California, you've likely experienced a high rate of appreciation, yet the tenancy laws here are not that great for landlords. So you could sell and take the full amount of those proceeds and buy several properties in other states where the properties might be cheaper and you might have a more stable source of rental income, and the landlord laws might be more friendly to you in those states as well. So it's a great opportunity to diversify your portfolio and reduce that risk as well. The third advantage you have with the 1031 exchange are your depreciation benefits, your ability to reset your depreciation. So with an investment property, the IRS gives you 27.5 years to fully depreciate the value of that property. That means you take the value of the building, divide it by 27.5, and that is how much each year the IRS will let you write off on your taxes due to depreciation, wear and tear, and eventual obsolescence of that building. But oftentimes the value of any improvements you made, you do not get to write that off unless there's been an assessment event later on down the road. However, with the 1031 exchange, you have the opportunity to reset that depreciation clock back to year one, and oftentimes do it with a property of greater value, which equals a greater tax benefit for you every year. The fourth advantage to a 1031 exchange is going to be access to new markets. So you can do a 1031 exchange anywhere in the country, irregardless of state lines. This gives you access to get your foot in the door in a state where you might have a greater opportunity for growth. Just keep in mind, some states charge capital gains taxes at a state level, while some others do not. The fifth advantage for 1031 exchange is its benefits for estate planning. Investors can use 1031 exchanges as part of a comprehensive estate planning strategy. By deferring capital gains payments, investors can transfer properties to their heirs with potentially lower tax consequences, which helps to preserve wealth for future generations. Advantage number 6 that a 1031 exchange brings to the table is the flexibility and options that it gives to investors. You can buy multiple property classes as long as they're classified as investment properties. You can buy in any state in the union. You can buy one property, you can buy 3, you can buy even 4 or more in certain parameters. So it gives you lots of flexibility, lots of options that can fit each individual investor's budget and goals for the future. Now we're going to go over some disadvantages to 1031 exchanges. There aren't that many, but there's 3 notable disadvantages. Number 1 is the timeline. You have 45 days from the sale of your relinquished property to identify your replacement properties. That might not be enough time in some markets because, for example, here in Santa Cruz, we have very low inventory, so you might not be able to find what you really want. So a good alternative to this would be a reverse 1031 exchange where you identify and you buy your replacement property first and then you sell your relinquished property. Disadvantage number 2, and this is closely related to disadvantage number 1, is finding like-kind properties. Now, in a market like Santa Cruz, where there is extremely low inventory and you can count the amount of multifamily properties on the market on one hand, this can be a challenge. This is where you need a good real estate agent to help you come up with the plan and identify those properties that you want. Oftentimes, if you're looking out of state, you will have more options. So if you are doing a 1031 exchange, it would be wise to spend some time on the front end finding and identifying suitable like-kind properties before you get your home in the market, because if you price your home right in this market here in Santa Cruz, that place will sell quickly, and the last thing you want is you're back against the wall in a 45-day period of time and be stuck buying a property that you're not that happy with. The third disadvantage for a 1031 exchange is that you are taxed on boot. Now, this means that if you sell your relinquished property and you buy a new property that is lesser than the value of the one that you sold, you are going to be taxed capital gains on the difference. That difference is called the boot. So the disadvantage for 1031 exchange is that you have to buy more expensive properties than the one you are relinquishing, or you are taxed on the difference. Thanks for watching today. I hope you found value in the video. Please like and subscribe to stay up to date with more Santa Cruz real estate information. This is Jesse with Commonwealth Properties, and until next time, stay awesome.